We also talk about breakout years, and what a year for the WWE in terms of signings. I mean, just to name off a few here: Jacob Fatu. We've also seen the Motor City Machine Guns, Stephanie Vaquer, Zarya, Julia. So Oba Femi was signed, in 2023, but in 2024 had a tremendous year. The WWE is setting itself up for a tremendous future. If you think that they have depth right now in terms of its pool of talent, they are only growing with the set of signings that they have had over the course of 2024. And I think in large part that can be due to NXT. NXT, which is technically the third brand in the WWE, but really has been accepted as the developmental brand. It's the brand in which we're seeing a lot of superstars and potential superstars honing in on their craft and improving and growing. I mean, look no further than guys like Braun Breaker, who had debuted in NXT during the transition from the Black and Gold era to 2.0 and catapulted to the main roster is the current reigning and defending Intercontinental Champion in his second reign, and it has established himself in this tweener type of role. Not really a heel, not really a baby face, but he is going to be a main eventer. He's going to be a world champion. Braun Breaker has all the makings of someone who is going to be a big player in the WWE, a guy that I can compare him to in terms of the rise and the athleticism. I look at someone like Dave Batista. He's an anomaly. When Dave Batista came out, they didn't really have a position for him on the main roster until they slid him into Evolution. But from the rise of Batista within Evolution, winning the world title at WrestleMania 21, and that reign at the top from like 2005 to about like 2008, that run of Batista was peak, and he could not be touched, quite frankly. And I see Braun Breaker having a similar rise. Now, whether or not that'll be happening in 2025, whenever it does happen, Braun Breaker surely will be a main eventer, a WWE champion, and will be a force to be reckoned with on the main roster of WWE. And speaking of a force to be reckoned with, how about the Bloodline? The Bloodline, of course, it really is where it begins and ends in the WWE. It is the main storyline for the last 4 years. We talked about Cody Rhodes and how he defeated Roman Reigns for the championship, and Roman Reigns would disappear for quite some time from television, opening a spot for new leadership, really. And then Solo Sikoa, upon the first episode of SmackDown following WrestleMania and the defeat of Roman Reigns, talked to Paul Heyman, and they both agreed essentially that these losses have consequences. So Solo Sikoa took it upon himself to assume the role of the tribal chief, introducing new members, people like Tamatanga, Tonga Loa, the former Gorillas of Destiny in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but also the wild card, and quite frankly, one of the biggest breakout stars in all of professional wrestling, and that's the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, who has been quite impressive upon his debut. I mean, the athleticism, the look, the aura, this guy to me, just like Braun Breaker, screams main eventer. I mean, he has the it factor. He has the abilities, the persona. I would not be surprised if we see Jacob Fatu in a major matchup here at WrestleMania 40. We don't get to see a lot of one-on-one contests involving the Samoan Werewolf, but the prospect of him versus Roman Reigns is very appealing, and I can't wait to see that happen. I'm sure they have it on the docket. It's just a matter of when will they pull the trigger. But Jacob Fatu, surely I think will win the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship, depending on how the roster looks post the Raw debut on Netflix. I think they're gonna have a little bit of a shake up there. Whatever the case may be, I do think Jacob Fatu emerges with some type of gold in 2025. Now, will he ever win the world title? That has yet to be seen, but it would not surprise me to see him in contention and having championship opportunities. They've already alluded to it with guys like Cody Rhodes, talking about how like a guy like Jacob Fatu could deserve and has earned a championship opportunity. That was during his feud with Solo Sikoa and during the fall and then the summer time